Hey everyone, this is Chiranjeevi. In the interest of demonstrating our tool, LegacyLens, Legacy Scoring for GitHub Repositories, I'll be presenting today on behalf of my co-author, Dr. Sridhar Chimalkonda. Let's begin with defining what is LegacyLens. LegacyLens is basically a lightweight Chrome extension which is designed to assess GitHub repositories and evaluate them based on their legacy state. The aim is to help the developers to make a quick, informed decision about the future of the repositories. Now let's understand why do we need such a tool. So as many of us are aware, GitHub is a hosting platform which hosts millions of repositories. Currently, it hosts about 124 million repositories, out of which many or a considerable amount of repositories are business critical to an organization. Now, many of these repositories have gone obsolete over time, and this is what we refer to as legacy projects. So when a project becomes legacy, it does not cope up well with modern technologies, it's harder to understand, and the community around it decreases. Since all these projects are business critical, a decision has to be taken for the evaluation of such repositories, and there are several options to choose from, ranging from a minor refactoring to a complete replacement of the system. Now, such a decision cannot be taken impulsively. It requires assessing the repositories and making a quick, informed decision. Now, this is where LegacyLens can come into picture by providing a first-hand assessment of the repositories. The goal of this work, as I said, is to provide insights into the legacy state of a GitHub repository so that developers or contributors or the organization as a whole can take a call on further evolution strategies. Now, LegacyLens recognizes GitHub repositories based on their URL signature and sends the owner and repo information back to the service and then generates a score associated with age and complexity. Here we are defining the legacy state of a repositories with the help of two main metric categories, which are age and complexity. Age basically tells us how old the repo is, or rather how old, like when was the last update, or when was this repository's last active. And complexity tells us how hard it will be to understand and make changes to the code base. This is the design of LegacyLens. As you can see, when user opens this extension, the extension captures the URL signature and sends the owner and repo information back to popup.js, which is the front-end service. Here, age repositories are requested through GitHub API, and the complexity metrics are requested through a backend service, which is written in Python and hosted on Vercel. And the request is then the repo is then cloned, and complexity measures are then analyzed on the cloned repo, and the response is sent back to popup.js, which is then displayed onto the user with the help of the extension. Now let's move on to the demonstration of the tool. As a first step, users need to clone the repositories. So for cloning, I'll just copy this link and move to a dummy folder that I've created. I'll open the terminal here and I'll write the command git clone and paste the URL link that I copied. After this, URL is copied, and as you can see here, a folder has been created. Now, in order to increase the rate limit extension, we need to create a personalized access token, which can be created in the settings section of the user's GitHub repository profile. Click on generate new token, give a random token name. I'll give test1. Leave all settings as default and click on generate token. After this, copy the generated token, go back to where you've cloned your repositories, open the code base of the repositories using your favorite editor, Open popup.js, and here in line number 4, paste your GitHub token. After this, type the following into your address bar: chrome:/extensions. Toggle this developer mode on the top right corner if it's not toggled yet, enable it, and click on load unpacked. Now go to the repo where you've downloaded this and click on select folder. After this, you can pin it here and you can go to any repository and you can use the tool. It will take some time to clone the repo and calculate the metrics. After that, you'll get the score here. Now the users can also play around with the settings. So this customizability option gives the user a chance to define what legacy means to them. So suppose if I increase this, if I say legacy means something to me which is older than 2008, right? 2008, 20th of June 2018. Now if I save the settings, it'll take some time to recalculate the metric, and the age was previously 6.25. Now it will increase to 18.75. Similarly, the user can play around with LOC limit and CCN limit as well. That's all for the presentation. Thank you.